Hello, everybody. My name is Anthony Williams. I am your play-by-play commentator, alongside with tonight's color commentator, Chris DeVaglia, ready to watch the Solano Falcons take on the Los Medanos Mustangs here at the Solano Community College gym. Chris, we see that Los Medanos is clearly larger than the Solano Falcons. What can Solano do against the larger Los Medanos?
Solano's got to be aggressive, and they got to spread out the ball on the court. They can't rely on feeding it down low as much as, how basic and how many teams rely on feeding the big man down low. But like you said, with Los Medanos being so big and so aggressive compared to this smaller Solano team, Solano's got to rely on the three-point ball in this game. And if they do that, they sink those threes, they should be fine in this game. Yeah, they definitely have to hit the three ball tonight because with all the larger Los Medanos players, if they try to penetrate, their shots are most likely going to be blocked or contested at the very least. Well, what can they do rebounding-wise? Because, like I said, Los Medanos is larger, and Solano, they seem to have a whole bunch of small forwards, really, not too many power forwards or centers. So what can they do rebounding-wise? I think they got to play big as far as, that power forward position. They got to go two big men and I think three smaller guys that can shoot the three-point ball. So if they can do that, spread out the ball, keep these Los Medanos defenders on their toes, Solano has a good chance of winning this ball game. All right, thank you, Chris, and we will be right back with the starting lineups.
Hi, I'm Dr. Celia Esposito-Noy. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting, whether you're commentating a live game,
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
It's more than just sports, it's an education.
Hello, everybody. My name is Anthony Williams. I am your play-by-play commentator, alongside with tonight's color commentator, Chris DeVaglia, ready to watch the Solano Falcons take on the Los Medanos Mustangs here at the Solano Community College gym. Chris, we see that Los Medanos is clearly larger than the Solano Falcons. What can Solano do against the larger Los Medanos?
Solano's got to be aggressive, and they got to spread out the ball on the court. They can't rely on feeding it down low as much as, how basic and how many teams rely on feeding the big man down low. But like you said, with Los Medanos being so big and so aggressive compared to this smaller Solano team, Solano's got to rely on the three-point ball in this game. And if they do that, they sink those threes, they should be fine in this game.
Yeah. All right, we are here back with Chris DeVaglia, ready for the tip-off. As we have Los Medanos taking control of the ball first. And almost a turnover right in the first 5 seconds or 6 seconds of the game.
Great aggressiveness right there from Rajon Washington. What you want to see?
Exactly. You always want to see people being aggressive. As we have number 20 driving, passes to his teammate, and gets called for a travel.
A little sloppy to start off the game, to say the least, from Los Medanos. And Los Medanos, great offensive team, averaging 76 points per game, along with the 42 rebounds, which is, I believe, third in the conference.
Yes, as we have Isaiah Duplatron with the mid-range shot, and he gets the basket to take the lead. And we have Los Medanos with the ball, number 20, Rizal Watkins passes to his teammate. And number 4, Demarie Smith gets called for the charge.
Great job from Leon Williams right there. Moving his feet, sending it right before the offensive player from Los Medanos able to get that shot off.
Yes, and Leon Williams also leading the team in points per game with 15. He's a great leader.
Absolute workhorse for the Solano team. I mean, you really know when Solano is doing a lot better when he's on the court. I mean, he just all-around player, defensively, offensively, everything.
As we have out on the Solano Falcons, Rajon Washington thought he didn't touch the ball, but the ref clearly seen something different. We have Rizal Watkins passing to number 22, Quincy Smith. Smith gives it to Smith down low. And Watkins takes the shot but misses it. Rebound by Los Medanos. It's number 23, Charles Jones, tries to bail himself out but gets called for traveling.
It looked like Ross from Solano got a hand in there. And almost I thought it was up and downs, but ref called jump ball, and Solano able to come out with that.
As Leon Williams brings the ball up court. Pass to number 13, Anthony Jones. Jones passes to Dupachan. Dupachan looking to penetrate. Gives it to Ross down low. Ross gives it to Williams as he goes up and gets called for a charge. Good job by Demarie Smith.
Yeah, Smith right there. Had enough time with Williams driving in the paint right there to set his feet and able to get that offensive foul called.
As Watkins looking to pass the ball. Looking to penetrate against Leon Williams. Great defense. As Smith gets it. And Los Medanos takes a shot and he hits the 3. Number 1, Andrew Hall with the 3-point shot.
Great job right there from Los Medanos, moving the ball, finding the open guy, and able to execute it.
As Trayvon Ross passes to Dupachan gets the shot and he hits the 3. Dupachan with 5 points early on in this game. Demarie Smith penetrates, goes to the basket, gets his own rebound. Goes back up strong and gets the and one shot. Demarie Smith really being physical down low. As you can see, he got his own rebound, went back up strong. Nowadays, you don't see a lot of people going back up strong. They either try to dribble the ball back out or, you know, try to kick it to a teammate.
Exactly. You know, that great aggressive play right there. But, I mean, I don't know about you, but when he was driving towards the basket, it looked like he might have taken 3, maybe 4 steps. It looked like a travel to me. I don't know if obviously the refs didn't see it, but, you know, close call right there.
I don't know if you noticed, but there's a new rule saying 3 steps is traveling now, or maybe 4 steps is traveling now.
Yeah, the 3 steps is they consider that the gather. So, yeah. I mean, it's not 2 anymore. You know, it used to be a strict 2, but now it's 3 and maybe 4 even.
Let's see. Watkins penetrating, gives it out to Demarie Smith. Smith penetrates, gives it to his teammate Andrew Hall, and Hall hits the 3-point shot.
Great ball movement, driving in the lane from those Los Medanos players and finding the open guy in the corner.
Trayvon Ross misses the mid-range shot, and Andrew Hall brings the ball up court, gives it to his teammate. Teammate gives it back. Number 20, Watkins takes a shot, misses. Rebound by Los Medanos. Andrew Hall penetrates, gives it to Demarie Smith for the 3-point shot, misses. Rebound by Washington. As Leon Williams brings the ball up court. Los Medanos looks like they're in a 2-3 zone.
It looks like Solano having a hard time finding the open guy in this 2-3 zone. Gonna have to start moving the ball around quicker. Find the open guy. He had Ross right there down low.
Great job by Dupachan finding Jones, but Jones misses the 3-point shot. And it will be Solano's ball.
That looked like it was off of Dupachan. But refs, obviously, so far this game, not seeing what we see. But, I mean, who are we, right?
As Contrell Dixon comes into the game, takes the ball out and gives it to Leon Williams. Williams gives it to Duplatron for the 3. Missed the shot. Rebound by Los Medanos.
And if Solano wants to stay in this game, Dubitron's got to step it up and hit those 3 on the outside.
Number 22, Quincy Smith hits the 3-point shot. As we see Contrell Dixon taking over the point guard role. Leon Williams with the ball. Williams gives it to Dixon. Dixon gives it to Duplatron. Duplatron gives it back to Dixon. Dixon for the 3. Hits the 3-point shot.
Good job right there from Dixon, showing the confidence, just taking the 3 with that 2-3 zone, left the middle wide open for him and able to execute that.
As DeMarie Smith almost turns the ball over. And Los Medanos missed the 3-point shot. Leon Williams bringing the ball up court. Gives it to Duplatron. Duplatron gives it back to Williams. Williams to Dixon.
Great pump fake.
Solano airballs a 3-point shot, and Los Medanos gets the rebound. As DeMarie Smith penetrating, kicks it out. Los Medanos just getting inside the paint at will. As you see, number 23, Charles Jones with the layup.
The height advantage already showing so far in the ball game. Solano got to do a better job in boxing those Los Medanos players out.
Yes, and Trayvon Ross' shot is blocked by Charles Jones.
Great defense right there from Jones. I don't think Ross saw him when he turned and put up the shot.
As we see Maurice Kimball come into the game. Kimball gives it to his teammate. He goes up for the shot, misses. Rebound by Los Medanos. As number 22, Smith turns the ball over. Los Medanos coach clearly not happy about it. As you can see, like, unwanted turnovers, you know, they just get a coach real heated.
Oh, basketball coaches, you know, I mean, in the NBA, I mean, in any, I think, major sport, those coaches have got to, you know, they got to have at least a few physicals per year to check on that blood pressure.
Oh, definitely.
Because their faces are red in the entire game. Their blood pressure is screaming.
Contrell Dixon goes to the hole and gets called for a charge.
That's 2 offensive fouls already. We're seeing great defense from both teams thus far.
Yeah, great defense. We've never seen this many charges, especially within the first 7 minutes of the ball game.
Yeah, three charges in like 7 minutes. I mean, that's a lot. Usually you see that in a game, you know?
Yeah. As you can see Coach Nagel on your screen. As Los Medanos will inbound the ball.
Yeah, Solano 5-6 so far this year. First game in Bay Valley Conference. You know, this is a big game to start off good in the conference play.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to get your first couple of games in the conference just in case you have any tiebreakers within the conference.
I mean, all those preseason games, you know, that's just to get your team ready, get the engine going. You know, try to fix all the bells and whistles of it and get ready for conference play. And Solano, you know, not looking too good, or excuse me, not looking too bad so far. Los Medanos, you know, playing aggressively, and Solano doing a good job on keeping up.
Yeah, Solano definitely doing a great job, especially without having a true big man to defend the paint or get those easy baskets down low.
Yeah, Ross from Solano, easily the biggest guy on this team, and you know, height-wise, compared to the two teams, he's the only one that I see that can keep up with these towering defenders from Los Medanos.
Yeah, it really depends on how you position yourself, and like you said, Trayvon Ross definitely has the size to handle most of the people. Also, Maurice Kimball, but they don't have too many people that can really bang down low.
Exactly. They don't have that one, you know, like towering guy that you usually see on a team. But I think Coach Nagel does a great job in mixing in players giving them rest and keeping these players fresh in order to compete.
As you see, Los Medanos with the ball. Demario Smith at the top of the key. Gives it to his teammate for the three. And Andrew Hall really hitting it from the three-point line.
Hall's loving that corner three. Solano's got to do a better job in defending him and not giving him such clear shots.
As Trayvon Ross goes up
Great
strong.
job. That's pump fake right there.
That's number 20.
Oh, he had a wide open lane.
Court. He misses it.
Ooh.
Trayvon Ross with the rebound, pushing the ball down court. Gives to Kimbo. Kimbo gives it to Leon Williams. Williams to Contra Dixon. And you see Meme with the ball. Dixon gets the ball. Leon Williams. Dixon penetrates. Gives it to Ross. Ross can't really handle it. Gives it to Williams. Williams to Dixon.
Ooh.
Dixon to Meme. Meme tries to pass it and turns the ball over.
Fortunate Solano couldn't get a shot off, but I like what I saw with about 10 seconds left on the shot clock from Dixon driving up did the pump fake at the top of the key from the three-point shot, drove up, dished it off to Ross, and Ross unable to corral the pass, but I like that, driving in, moving those big guys towards the middle and leaving that big guy from Solano wide open for the shot down low.
Yeah, you always want to get the other team moving and try to create some miscommunication or something. As Contrell Dixon comes up with the rebound and pushes the ball up court. Leon Williams with the ball, gives it to Dixon. Dixon gives it to Williams for the three. Williams misses the shot. And rebound by Los Medanos. And it looks like Demario Smith is hurt.
Might have got poked in the eye.
Yeah, it looks like he got poked in the eye. And he walks off the court.
He's taking himself to the water fountain. Yes, he is.
Oh, he's thirsty, stay hydrated.
He's got the Superman shirt underneath, Dwight Howard, maybe his idol.
As Los Medanos has the ball. As you can, Brian Nelson, our producer, tells us it's not Dwight Howard, it's Shaq.
Excuse me, Brian. I'll fix that. But I'm pretty sure Dwight Howard, during the dunk contest a few years back, that was a pretty good performance right there.
Yeah, it was. But, Shaq started the whole Superman thing, so we got to give credit to Shaq.
Shouts out to Shaq.
As you can see, Los Medanos with the ball. Solano doing a great job containing Los Medanos. They just need to cut out the three-point shots that Los Medanos is getting and try to contain Andrew Hall, who's having a very good game from the three-point line.
Yeah, Los Medanos not really getting enough penetration when it comes to driving in the paint. Solano doing a great job bringing those defenders in together so that way they can't get a shot off. But those three-pointers has been for Los Medanos and having them take this lead in this ball game thus far.
As Quincy Smith will inbound the ball. He gives it to Watkins. Watkins being guarded by Dupulchan. As number 11, Marcus Aducado, looking to penetrate, falls. Good job by Contrell Dixon, but he gets called for a foul.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That just looked like great defense to me.
That looked like a jump ball to me.
Yeah, at the very least, it should have been a jump ball.
That's an iffy call right there.
Yeah, but whatever the refs call, we have to go by it, even though we might not agree with it most of the time. As Smith's looking to pass the ball and gets called for a 5-second violation.
Just a bonehead play right there. You got to keep that in the back of your head. Count down 5 in your head while you're trying to find a one of your teammates
Yeah, so
on the inbound.
You got to keep that little clock in the back of your head, and once you get to 4.5, then call a timeout or something. As Leon Williams brings the ball up court, and Sterling Thomas, who just checked into the game,
Little press action.
gets trapped, but he finds an open teammate. Kimbo tries to give it to Dupulchan, but the ball gets stolen. As Demario Smith checks back into the game, and Andre Hall for the three, misses the shot, rebound by Trayvon Ross.
Hogging a lot of good looks. Still, Solano's got to do a better job in defending him and keeping those three-pointers out of the eyes.
Leon Williams with the ball, gives it to Trayvon Ross for the mid-range.
You got ooh.
Sterling Thomas with the ball, gives it to Ross. Ross looking for the mid-range shot, but can't get it off. But Sterling Thomas with the three, misses the shot. And rebound by Los Medanos. Demario Smith bringing the ball up court as he gets called for a carry.
He knew it.
Oh, yeah, he definitely knew it. That's why he didn't argue with the call. You see a lot in today's game, basketball players arguing with calls.
Sometimes I feel like it's almost street basketball with the way the steps, the carries, I know the game is just evolutionized in a different way. I mean, I get the whole, letting the players play, but definitely a different game than what it used to be.
And Smith penetrates, looking for his teammate. The ball gets stolen by Maurice Kimball. Kimball has Leon Williams running up court. Passes out to Sterling Thomas for the three, and he hits the shot.
Great job from Thomas right there, getting his confidence back. Missed a couple threes earlier in the game, but great job right there.
As Andre Hall being guarded by Leon Williams, and they switch. And Abdelkader goes up for the shot, misses. A rebound by number 22, Quincy Smith. Demario Smith with the ball, penetrating, gives it to his teammate Smith. Missed the shot, rebound by Kimbo. Leon Williams bringing the ball up court. Williams gives it to Kimbo. Kimbo gives it to Thomas. Thomas gives it out to Williams. Williams gives it to Dupulchan. Williams just swing the ball around. Dupulchan for the three, misses. Rebound by Los Medanos. Abdelkader bringing the ball up court. Penetrates. Loses the ball and stolen by Kimbo Thomas. Williams bringing the ball up court, penetrating with the scoop layup, but misses. But he will go to the free throw line.
Great job by Williams right there, drawing the foul, throwing the shot up last second, so he is in motion. Yeah. See if Solano can take the lead for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, great job by pushing the ball up court and taking it right to the defender as he's backpedaling. And right at that point, you kind of have to guess where the offensive player is going, and if you miss, then you are definitely going to get a blocking foul or a shooting foul called on you. As Kimbo checks out of the game, and taking his place is Anthony Jones. As Williams will shoot his second free throw. He misses. Los Medanos with the rebound as Watkins pushing the ball up court. Setting up the offense is Watkins. Gives it to Smith. Smith gives it back to Watkins. Watkins looking to penetrate. It's number 12 for Los Medanos. Donovan Pope goes to the free throw line.
That's a bad foul right there from Solano.
Yeah, if they would have just stood their ground, they had him stopped, and a little too much pressure kind of forced the referee to call a foul.
Yeah, Pope, driving in, but no other big man, down low. So you had really no one to pass to. I mean, at that point, as a defender right there, you got to have that basketball IQ and just putting your hands up. And, with the way he shot up the ball, I mean, didn't have his feet set, didn't have anything really right. just a bad foul. Oh, wow.
As Maurice Kimball strips the ball from Charles Jones. And Anthony Jones has the ball now, gives it to Leon Williams. Williams swings it to Dupultron. Dupultron almost gets the ball stolen, gives it to Maurice Kimball for the three, and he hits the corner three-point shot.
Great pass from Dupultron right there. Able to drive in the lane, create that separation for his teammate right there on the corner, and able to drain the three.
Yeah. Also, good job by Maurice Kimball by moving without the ball, giving his teammate open lane to give him the pass. As Los Medanos misses the three-point shot, Leon Williams pushing the ball up court, slows it down. Leon Williams setting up the offense. Gives it to Jones at the three-point line. Jones gives it back to Williams. As Solano swinging the ball around, Dupultron almost traveled for a minute. Good thing he stopped himself as he hits the mid-range shot. As Demarius Smith looked like he shuffled his feet for a minute.
A lot of close calls so far.
As Charles Jones for the three-point shot misses, and Solano, they could live with that shot all night if they want to. As Isaiah Dupultron almost gets up the circus layup, as Los Medanos calls a timeout.
Oh, a nice shot if he was able to get that through. But great job from Solano so far, able to get the lead, 4-point lead, 22-18. But I think Solano's doing a great job in with the height difference compared to Los Medanos. Coach Nagel doing a great job in substituting his players, keeping them fresh, and mix matching the matchups for the other team. And Los Medanos, interesting. I don't know about if you've seen it or not, but the way they play offense, they don't have a big man down low. Smith usually, everyone, they're all around the top of the key, three-point line. They rely, from what I've seen, driving up towards the basket and dishing it out, find that wide open three-pointer.
Yeah, and like you said, in our pregame, Solano, they have to hit the three-point shots because Los Medanos is so much bigger than them. But if they could get Los Medanos out of position in the 2-3 zone that they're in, then they could definitely get to the rim and maybe get some and-one calls.
Yeah, definitely. And, we've seen it, too, with the 2-3 zone that Los Medanos is playing. That middle, you get a player driving up the middle between those two defenders up at the top of the key. That draws the three towards the middle, and you dish it out to, say, Ross down low. You got a wide open shot every time.
Yes, Trayvon Ross will definitely be a big X factor in this game because if he could have a good night against the Los Medanos big man with the mid-range shot or the layups, then he could definitely be a big part of Solano getting this win. As Isaiah Dupultron will shoot, I believe, a technical. As he hits the free throw shot, but he looked like he didn't get the shot off exactly how he wanted to.
Those are the ones where you shoot it and, you kind of do a little gesture.
Like, is it going in?
Kind of lean forward like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
As Los Medanos bringing the ball up court. Demarius Smith with the ball, looking for a teammate. Watkins gets the ball, looking to penetrate with the nice step through, but misses the layup. As Andrew Meme with the ball. Meme looking for a teammate, gives it to Dupultron. Dupultron gives it to Thomas. Thomas penetrating, and a foul is called on Charles Jones. Great job by Sterling Thomas. The defender was closing out on him, and he took that nice dribble and got to the rim.
Yeah, great job working the baseline, getting around the defender somehow, some way. I think if the foul wasn't called, he might have sunk that shot in easily.
As Andrew Meme has the ball, gives it to Thomas. Thomas gives it to Dupultron. Dupultron gives it to Jones. Jones gives it to Meme. Meme to Dupultron. Dupultron to Meme. Meme to Jones. Jones for the three-point shot. I thought he made it for a minute, but it just missed. And his teammate, Maurice Kimbo, gets the easy basket. As Los Medanos swinging the ball around. Watkins penetrating, pass to his teammate, Charles Jones, but he can't handle it. If Jones was able to get a nice grip on the ball, maybe he could have went up for the layup, but he still got fouled.
Yeah, that was an iffy foul in my eyes, just because it looked like Dubitron just kind of knocked it out of his hands, but it didn't look like he was in the motion. Jones was. So, like we said again, these refs making questionable calls.
As Jones missed the free throw shot, and Meme bring the ball up court. Meme setting up the offense, gives it to Jones. Jones with the ball, misses teammate Thomas coming across. If he was able to give him the pass, Thomas had a wide open three-point shot.
Wide open, that is for sure. And Los Medanos look like, at least on that possession, switching it up to man-to-man. So we'll see if they stick with that.
As DeMaurier Smith with the ball, being guarded by Sterling Thomas. And, a foul was called on the play, but it looked like it could have been a travel call.
That looked like he just slipped. I didn't see really any contact.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. He just slipped.
I don't know what a foul is anymore, to be honest with you, Anthony. It's just getting absurd.
DeMaurier Smith, the 6'2 sophomore out of Antioch. As he missed the free throw, and Andrew Meme will bring the ball up court. And a foul will be called on the screen. I believe they got Trayvon Ross for the foul. As you see, Leon Williams checking back into the ball game. Second foul on Trayvon Ross. As Rozelle Watkins looking to penetrate, gets the ball stolen. Sterling Thomas going for the basket, hits the shot.
Great job right there from Thomas. Did a little hesitation move to get that defender to jump up just a little bit off his feet.
Nice circus layup by Smith, but he misses. And Dupeltron will push the ball up court. And they had Sterling Thomas wide open down low, but missed him. But he goes up strong and gets fouled.
Great move right there. Nice spin move. Able to draw the foul, get to the line. I really like what Solano's doing so far. Just keep moving the ball, keeping these Los Medanos defenders on their toes, keeping them guessing, and Solano having great success.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job at pushing the ball up court. And when they do that, it really takes away the big man because he's not quite down low trying to block everybody's shot or contest any layups.
Yeah, pushing the ball has really, I think, kept them in leading this ball game. Keeping, like I said, Los Medanos guessing and on their toes and just off their game plan, off their scheme.
As DeMario Smith goes up strong, and Leon Williams will bring the ball up court. Sterling Thomas gives it to number 15, Brandon Durf, and Solano gets the basket to go in. DeMaurier Smith bringing the ball up court, gives it to Watkins. Watkins for the three, and in and out. As Kimbo throws it up to Leon Williams. Williams with the layup. Solano really doing a great job at pushing the ball up court.
Los Medanos just looking sluggish when Solano is pushing the ball up the court against them.
As number 14, O'Shea White missed the layup, and Leon Williams with the ball. Meme has the ball, being guarded by Odekur. As Meme turns the ball over, Demarius Smith driving to the basket, gives it to Odekur. Odekur for the mid-range shot, and he hits it. Or excuse me, Odukado. As Meme has the ball, gives it to Kimbo. Kimbo gives it to White. White gives it to Leon Williams. Williams gives it to Meme. Meme gets stripped, but gets it back, gives it to Kimbo. Kimbo for the three, and he hits the shot.
Kimbo showing that confidence off. That's what he needs to do. That's what everyone needs to do on the Solano team. Things are going for him.
Andrew Hall with a tremendous rebound, but the ball gets stolen. As Kimbo has the ball, gives it to Thomas. Thomas gives it to Williams, but Williams gets called for a push-off. It was a nice idea, but Williams got caught with the push-off.
It's a nice move. Maybe not, fully. I don't think he would have got called for that if he didn't extend his arms.
Yes,
but since he did, I mean, that's a guilty right there, 100%. The ref's going to call that every time.
Yeah, if he would have boxed out with his body more, maybe he would have got away with the call.
Yeah, maybe give him a little nudge with his elbow rather than just extend his arms. Yeah.
As Watkins penetrates, gets the shot blocked by Leon Williams. Williams pushing the ball up court, goes up for the layup, misses. Rebound by number 0, Ray John Washington. I thought he was going to throw it down for a minute. I was hoping that he did.
Nice shot from Washington, able to follow his teammate Williams.
Odukadu being guarded by Jones as Demarius Smith with the mid-range shot. Misses. Rebound by Maurice Kimball. Kimball gives it to Williams. Williams thought about throwing it up court, but Washington was not looking.
Yeah, slow it down here. You got a minute left. Give your offense a little bit of a breather. And, work with what Los Medanos is giving you because what they have so far, Solano's had great success.
Nice ball movement by Solano. Ray John Washington for the three-point shot, and he hits it. Los Medanos with the ball. Demarius Smith goes up, misses the shot. Rebound by Williams. Williams, 3-on-2. Goes up for the mid-range shot. In and out, rebound by Washington as he is fouled. It would have been nice if Williams maybe would have got to the hole more or dished it off to his teammate because they did have a 3-on-2 advantage.
Yeah, I feel like if he kicked it out more right, he had his teammate to the left. I don't know who it was. It might have been Durf to his left. But, yeah, maybe just push it up one side, dish it off to the other. Might have, been an easier shot off, but able to draw the foul.
As Washington will inbound the ball. As he finds White in the corner. White misses the three-point shot. Rebound by Hall. As he gives it to Odukadu. Odukadu gives it to Watkins. Watkins being guarded by Anthony Jones. Quincy Smith has the ball. Smith gives it to Hall. Hall gives it to Watkins. Watkins looking to penetrate, goes left with the left-handed layup. Misses the shot. Charles Jones with the rebound, misses the putback shot. As Solano gets the ball, Williams pushing the ball up court. Nice little Euro step and gets the shot to go in right before the buzzer.
How about that move to end the half? Great job right there from Williams.
That's a great job by Leon Williams pushing the ball up court. And at halftime, the score is 42-23 Solano with the 19-point lead. Chris, what did you see in the first half?
I saw great ball movement, great execution from Solano all around, both offensively and defensively. Keeping Los Medanos guessing, Los Medanos coming in, they have great numbers, averaging 78 points per game. And you look at halftime, they're at 23. So Solano able to capitalize off the missed shots and turnovers from Los Medanos. Solano's got to stick with what they're doing in the first half. Los Medanos obviously has to make adjustments in order to keep in this ball game.
Yeah, and we talked about size being a factor in this game, but so far it seems like Solano has the advantage with the smaller lineups that they are putting in against Los Medanos, pushing the ball up court. As soon as they get the rebound, Williams or Dupultron is pushing the ball up court. Also, Contrell Dixon having being a big factor in that too. And what can Los Medanos do in the second half?
I think they got to really emphasize putting a big man, say Smith, down low and really working, back to what they were doing in the beginning of the ball game, driving towards the lane, drawing those Solano defenders towards the middle, and dishing it out and finding those wide open threes. So if they can do that, they'll have a chance to get back in this ball game.
All right, we will be back for the second half shortly, with Solano being up 19 points, 42-23.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting, whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports, it's an education.
Welcome to another episode of On Campus. I'm your host, Marjorie Anderson, and today I'm joined with special guest, Mrs. Celia Esposito Noy, Superintendent President here at Solano College. Celia, what brought you here to Solano College as the Superintendent President?
Well, I saw this as a great opportunity to serve the community. This is a college that is really part of my community. I've lived in Solano County since 1998. And I've always driven outside of the county and worked at other colleges. So when this opportunity became available, I thought this is really a chance for me to work really in the community that I call home.
And that's super great. We're glad to have you here. So tell me, how was your experience in college? What led you to be in education?
Well, I always tell students that I really had no career plans or path other than I thought I would go to law school, and I thought I would study civil rights and educational law. But I decided early on that probably law school wasn't going to work for me, and so I really didn't know what I would do next. I ended up working at Chabot College in Hayward, running the tutoring center. That was my first introduction to community college, and after about 3 years there, I went on to graduate school to Stanford to study in administration, policy analysis, and higher education. And at that point, it really solidified for me that really I wanted to stay in higher ed, and this was a career path for me.
So I'm sure being the superintendent president is really busy. So tell me, how do you manage to balance your personal life with being a superintendent president?
Well, that's what a lot of people always ask about, sort of that work-life balance. And, I don't strive for that because I don't know what that looks like. When I'm here, I'm 100% here. I will be here as many hours in a day as I need to be here to feel as if I've attended to the business that needed to get done that day. When I am home, I'm also here because on the weekends and evenings, I'm attending to emails, I may have phone calls, I'm attending events. But when you take on a job like this, you know that it's 24/7. And so you expect that really your social life will become part of your work life and your work life part of your social life, and you just make it work.
Well, you sound very dedicated. I strive to be like you when I grow up. So, how do you like to spend your free time when you do have free time?
Well, that is a challenge. I play tennis, so I started playing tennis again. I will go to theater productions, to sporting events. I like to spend time with friends that I ordinarily don't get to see any longer. I also have family in the Bay Area that I help take care of. So there are plenty of things to keep me busy when I'm not at work.
So, when you're getting ready for work and you're in the car driving, what is your music playlist? What is your go-to song that you like to listen to?
Okay, so that depends on my mood and what I'm heading into. I would say I have a very eclectic collection and preference on music. I love the 1990s rap, Heavy D and Tupac, the classics. But I also listen to the Broadway channel. And I know a lot of the musical soundtracks because I did musical theater for about 7 years. So I also listen to that. And then sometimes I'm listening to MSNBC. And so I am one of those people in the car, even in a 20-minute ride, I'll probably push 6 buttons over the course of 3 to 5 minutes until I find something that I can listen to.
Well, that's pretty cool. You sound like me. I have like a little mixture I have going on when I come here. So, what do you enjoy most about being the president here at Solano College?
This is a great place with great people. From the moment I got here, I knew that people wanted some change to happen, and everybody's been a great part of that. And that's all I can ask for, is that when you're a president superintendent, you never do this work alone. It really is dependent on everyone, and that includes students and staff, faculty, the community, managers, and this has just been a great place where we could make things happen, and in particular, make change happen. And that was really an important part of my work here.
And I'm so glad that you mentioned change, because I really wonder, where do you see Solano College in about 5 to 10 years?
Well, one of the first things that we wanted to do was really make sure that we had repaired our relationship with the community. I think we had been a college that had overcommitted and under-delivered, and I think we had done that with students as well. So one of the first things we're working on is really cleaning up how we deliver services, some of the basics. What does registration look like? Is that an easy process for students? How do we communicate with students just basic messages? So those are some of the fundamental things that we need to do. Next is what we've already started doing, which is developing new programs, and in particular programs that will get students either transferred within a reasonable amount of time and or into a career. So that's the next big plan, and we've already begun that. In 5 or 10 years, we should really be a college that hopefully will offer 2 bachelor degrees. I'm hoping that we will expand some of our outstanding programs that we have here in career and technical education, in the sciences. I'm hoping that by next year we get a medical school pathway program going, similar to what we have currently with the law school pathway. So this is a great place, full of opportunities. There's a lot of good energy. And so I think in 5 and 10 years, there are things that will happen that we don't even know exist yet.
Well, gee golly, I want to come back and be another student.
Well, come back and be a faculty member. How's that?
Yeah, definitely. So I know that a couple of years ago, I was stalking your Facebook, and I noticed that you took a trip to Morocco. How was that?
Well, that's the last trip that I've taken abroad. So that was 10 years ago. And that was a trip that my husband and I did with a group where we went to Spain, Portugal, Gibraltar, and Morocco. And Morocco is quite an interesting place because it really brings together cultures from Africa and Europe. Morocco is about a 30-minute ride on a ferry from southern Spain. So you see a lot of influence of both Spain and Africa in the food at both locations, in the architecture. But it also, by going to Morocco, gives you a very different non-Western perspective. And I was really looking forward to that. And so it was a very interesting opportunity. I love to haggle at the marketplace, and because I did that, we purchased an incredible rug, handmade rug, that was retailing for probably $3,500. And I was able to haggle it down to $1,200. So I was very proud that I was able to do that in Morocco. And it's really a beautiful piece of artwork that hangs on our wall. So a great opportunity. Probably be another 10 years before I get to travel like that. But it's always a wonderful opportunity to see how worlds really are so much alike.
That sounds amazing. I wish I could go there eventually. That sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Well, Celia, thank you for stopping by the Solano
Absolutely.
College Sports Network.
Sure.
And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
The exponential growth from the program from my first year to my third year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just like fulfills me as a person.
I've been taking classes here for years now, so I've never actually had a class that I enjoyed quite like this one.
You know, I think it teaches you a lot about, it's confidence building to me.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's great.
Nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover, we have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have. And POF with this program lets you be as ambitious as you want and lets you express yourself the way a teacher should let you.
So, like I said, it's really gratifying to us to be able to help in a way where we can see immediate results. And I think the sky's the limit, really, with what we can do here.
Get the hands-on experience.
I mean, on-the-job training is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge in this industry.
Joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
Cut three, hold the shot. Stand by, we're going to go to cut one. And cut one.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
Whether it's behind the scenes or on camera,
Then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports. It's an education.
Hello, we are back with the second half of the game as Solano is leading 42-23. Chris, we've seen Solano really having a nice advantage and getting out to the fast break early on in the first half. Can they keep that going?
I think they can. I think Coach Nagel and the Solano team, I think they're sticking with the same game plan as the first half. And if they push the ball against Los Medanos with Williams and feed the ball off down low to Ross and mix it with just everybody like they did the first half, I think we should see a blowout like we've seen.
As we have Los Medanos getting ball first, as Andrew Hall passing it to his teammate. Watkins really doing a nice job penetrating, finding his teammates. As Quincy Smith has the ball, gives it to Hall for the three-point shot, misses, rebound by Williams. As Duplatron has the ball, gives it to Williams. Williams gives it to Jones. Jones gives it back to Williams. Williams to Duplatron for the three-point shot, and he hits nothing but the bottom of the net.
Great ball movement right there from Solano.
As Demarie Smith with the nice Euro step, but misses. Kicks it out to Watkins. Watkins penetrates, gives it to Smith. Smith air balls. Rebound by Solano. Williams pushing the ball up court. Screen set by Ross. Williams denies it. Williams being guarded by Watkins. As Anthony Jones can't handle the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Los Medanos ball.
Sloppy play right there. Jones unable to get the pass from Williams, but it just looked a little sluggish right there on that possession.
As Watkins looking to penetrate, gets in the paint with the left-handed layup and gets the layup to go in.
Nice move working around Williams. Able to get down low, get a nice shot off. They gotta really emphasize getting down low, getting separation. Ooh, this Hall takes one out the face.
Sloan tries to force it in. And Watkins averaging 13 points per game. As Solano will inbound the ball, Rajon Washington. And right now he can't get the ball in, deflected by Demarie Smith. As Washington will try to inbound it again. Gives it to Duplatron. Duplatron gives it to Jones. Jones swings it to Williams. Williams swings it to Washington in the paint.
Nice
and
find.
Washington gets the ball to go in. Yeah, great job by Williams looking for Washington in the middle of the paint. Doing a great job sealing off his man, being able to get the nice little hook shot to go in. And Smith looking to penetrate, gets the ball stolen by Anthony Jones. Washington running with him. Jones goes up, gets the basket to go in.
Great job right there. Nice defense and able to come down on the fast break, using his body to create that separation to get that basket in.
As Watkins missed the mid-range shot, rebound by Williams. Williams setting up the offense, directing his players where to go, loses Watkins for a minute. Duplatron for the three-point shot, misses, and rebound by Andrew Hall. Hall leading the team in points per game with 18. As Quincy Smith finds Hall. Hall gives it back to Smith. Smith penetrating, goes up for the shot, misses, and the foul will be called on Anthony Jones. Quincy Smith averaging under 5 points per game with 4.9. He will inbound the ball.
Landed hard on his back right there. I mean, you heard it throughout the gymnasium.
Oh, yeah. The time I landed hard on my back, I lost air. Like, the wind got knocked out of me. Yeah.
One of the most painful things to happen to someone.
As Williams will bring the ball up court. Gives it to Jones. Jones gives it to Duplatron, or Sterling Thomas. Thomas gives it to Duplatron. Duplatron for the three. Misses. Rebound by Thomas. Thomas goes up strong. Gets the shot to go in.
Great job from Thomas right there. Coming in from the outside and able to get that offensive rebound and be aggressive and put that basket in.
It's Odukadu being guarded by Duplatron. Goes up for the mid-range shot. Misses. Rebound by Jones. Williams pushing the ball up court. Gives it to Thomas. Thomas in the corner. Gives it out to Williams.
Yeah, Solano so far in the first 4 minutes of the second half, really slowing down the pace of the game, really eating up some clock every possession.
As Williams goes up for the mid-range shot. Missed, rebound by Watkins. Watkins pushing the ball up court, finds Smith. Smith penetrating, gives it out to Watkins for the three, and he hits the three-point shot. As Williams bringing the ball up court. Gives it to Jones. Jones gives it to Thomas. Thomas gives it to Ross. Ross gives it to Dupulchan. Dupulchan out to Jones. Jones for the three-point shot. Misses. Rebound by Watkins. Watkins pushing the ball up court. Takes the three-point shot. In and out. Rebound by Anthony Jones. Jones crosses over. Brings the ball up court. Jones slowing the pace down. Setting up the offense. Waiting for the offense to go. Dupulchan gets the ball. Takes the mid-range shot. Hits the mid-range shot.
Dupulchan hitting everything tonight. Fadeaway, jumper, three-pointer, everything.
As Andrew Hall has the ball. Gives it to Watkins. Watkins to Smith. Smith's looking to penetrate. Gives it to Watkins. Watkins throws it to Aldecado. Aldecado airballs the three-point shot, and it will be Solano's ball. As Solano subs in 4 players, including Washington, Kimball, Dixon, and Meme. As Contrell Dixon will inbound the ball. Maurice Campbell has been having a good game so far. We've seen him hitting 2 3-point shots, something we didn't see last year with Campbell. He's really improving and elevating his game this season. As the ball will be deflected by number 14 of Los Medanos. As Solano has the ball, Kimball being trapped. And he gets called for a double dribble.
That was good defense right there from Los Medanos. Trapping. Kimball in the corner, just unable to get a pass off.
As Watkins has the ball. Looking to penetrate, loses Dixon. Number 14, O'Shea White, penetrated, gives it to Hall, and Hall hits the three-point shot.
That's what's going to keep Los Medanos in the game. Like I said, driving in towards the paint, drawing in those defenders, and find that open man on the outside.
Sterling Thomas gives it to Dixon. And a timeout will be called by Coach Nagel. With Solano up 20 points, 53-33, with 14:02 left. Chris, what has Solano really done different in the second half?
I've seen them slow down the ball, slow down the pace of the game, really emphasize eating up the clock, the shot clock, every possession. Los Medanos is more, it's almost like they flopped roles. Los Medanos more pushing the ball, driving in towards the paint like they're doing at the start of the first half, start of the game. Finding that wide open guy on the outside, especially Hall. Hall's starting to get it going for them. So if they can do that, stick to their game plan, and Solano, they got to stick to what they were doing in the first half. Be aggressive. Yes, eat up some clock, but again, be aggressive at the same time.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Demarie Smith in the second half, averaging 12 points per game. He's another player that really needs to get it going for Los Medanos to make a comeback. As Contrell Dixon has the ball, gives it to Thomas. Thomas gives it to Washington. Washington out to Thomas. Thomas for the three-point shot, misses. Rebound by Washington. As Solano resets and slows it down. Meme with the ball. Meme gives it to Dixon. Dixon gives it back to Meme. Meme gives it back to Dixon. Dixon penetrating, gives it to Thomas. Thomas gives it back to Dixon. Dixon to Meme. Meme to Washington. Washington to Thomas down low, but he can't handle the ball. As Los Medanos will run the fast break and get the layup.
Great job right there from Los Medanos, putting pressure on Solano. It looked like Dixon had an open guy, but turnover. Wow.
Yeah, on the fast break, Ray Robinson, number 3, getting his first action of tonight's game. And like you said, Los Medanos just forced a turnover by Solano. As Watkins has the ball, penetrating, gets it to Hall for the three-point shot, and he cashes the three-point shot. That's one player you cannot leave open, especially with him averaging 18 points per game and him being the hottest three-point shooter of the team.
Yeah, just leaving him wide open on the outside. Haven't made an adjustment on him specifically. Solano hasn't, and it's definitely shown. And another turnover.
Yeah, it's Andrew Meme being called for traveling. And Los Medanos really turned up the pressure for the second half.
Yeah, Los Medanos doing a great job rotating defensively, and a lot more fast breaks and a lot more pressure up the court, just like Solano was doing in the first half.
As Leon Williams will come in to the ball game. That's what they need, a ball handler right now of Leon Williams' caliber.
Yeah, Williams, great ball movement, great ball handling skills, really creating this offensive scheme right now for Los Medanos.
As Contrell Dixon gets the rebound, but he is trapped and forced the turnover. And Andrew Hall goes up for the layup, misses it, almost gets stuck in the rim, and a foul will be called on Solano. Looks like there's a wet spot on the floor. As we can see, Los Medanos bench. And Watkins will inbound the ball. Watkins had Hall wide open coming off the roll. Good thing he didn't see him, because Solano would have definitely been in trouble if Hall got off a shot. And Los Medanos with the full court press and forces another turnover, but turns it right back over. Contrell Dixon dishes off to Sterling Thomas. Thomas out to Ross, and Solano will reset the offense. Slowing down the pace, as they can see, Los Medanos really turning up the pressure. As soon as somebody touches the ball, they're looking to trap. As Trayvon Ross goes up for the layup and hits the shot.
Yeah, Solano getting a little sloppy with this Los Medanos pressure. And Los Medanos is just having everything going for him right now, getting back in this ball game, cutting the deficit only to 15.
Los Medanos will be called for a foul. Leon Williams will inbound the ball. And a timeout is called.
I believe it was by Solano.
So far in the second half, like you said, Los Medanos really getting up and down the court like how Solano was in the first half. But they also put a lot of pressure on Solano, enforcing a full court press. And as soon as somebody touches the ball, they're looking to trap.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, roles have switched. Both teams, it looks like Los Medanos is more aggressive on both sides of the ball. And it's definitely shown with Solano being so sloppy. And Solano's slowing down the pace. Second half, they got the 19, 20-point lead now, cut down to 15. But, it's like they switched roles, and Solano I think that's why Coach Nagel took the full timeout, give his players just a little bit rest, get them focused back in, and get them to realize, that they got this ball game as long as they stick to the game plan.
Yeah, and right now it looks like Solano's really trying to manage the time or just drain the time instead of playing the game that they were in the first half. And that's where Los Medanos is capitalizing on them. They're taking a page out of Solano's book and returning the favor.
It's okay to eat up some clock. When you have the lead 20 points going into the second half, but you can also play aggressively at the same time, and that's what Solano hasn't done. That's why the deficit's now 15, and all the momentum's on Los Medanos' side right now.
Yes, and Solano just had another turnover. As you can see, Leon Williams checking out of the game. A nice back cut by Andrew Hall, but he gets fouled on the play.
Los Medanos' coach having an episode on the sideline, jumping up and down, talking to himself a little bit around the corner of the bench. That's how basketball coaches are, though.
Andrew Hall hits the first free throw as he's shooting 90% of the season. Misses the second shot. As Contrell Dixon passes up to Thomas. Thomas up to Ross. Ross gives it to Dupachan. Dupachan in trouble. Trapped on the sideline. And a timeout is called by Solano. Great job by Coach Nagel realizing his player was in trouble and called the timeout. Because if Dupachan was to force that one up, it most likely would have been a turnover.
Yeah, it probably would have been tipped off and into Los Medanos' possession. Great job, like you said, from Coach Nagel. But Solano not adjusting with the full court press and traps from Los Medanos. And, you know, I think each time out that Solano's taken so far, you know, I think Coach Nagel is really emphasizing, you know, we can't sell the ball off now. I mean, they're trapping us, they're full court press. We got to be aggressive back, and that's how they, you know, get the advantage back on their side.
Yeah, and so far, Los Medanos has outscored Solano 18-12 in the second half. And a lot of that is due to the fast-paced offense that Los Medanos has put on. As Contrell Dixon has the ball, gives it to Williams. Williams penetrating, tries to dish it off, but another turnover. And DeMaurier Smith goes up for the layup and hits the layup. Now a 20-12 advantage for Los Medanos. As Trayvon Ross has the ball, gives it to Dixon. Dixon being trapped, gives it to Jones. Jones gives it out to Dixon. Dixon being guarded by Quincy Smith. Smith putting on a lot of pressure. Dixon finds a way, gives it to Ross. Ross goes up for the layup and hits the layup.
Nice fight right there from Dixon. No look pass. Ross bobbled it just a little bit, but able to keep his composure and find that shot.
As Los Medanos throws up a wild shot. Looks like number 12, O'Shea White, or Donovan Pope, my bad. And Trayvon Ross goes up, gives it to Dixon for the three-point shot, gives it up. Dixon gives it out to Leon Williams. Dixon should have went up for that three-point shot. He had a wide open look, but tried to make the extra pass, and Los Medanos read it. As he goes up for the mid-range shot now, but misses. A rebound by Quincy Smith.
Good shot right there from Dixon, just didn't set his feet.
Yeah, his body was still kind of shifting to the right as he went up. All his momentum still carrying him as Andrew Hall for the three and air balls. Rebound by Leon Williams. And a hand check call will be called on Donovan Pope, number 12.
Yeah, Williams loves to drive with his right hand and use that left arm, kind of give him the Los Medanos defenders a little nudge to create a little bit of separation. Refs haven't called it on him, so, I mean, why not?
As Leon Williams will inbound the ball. Williams gives it to Mime. Mime gets his ball deflected. Ball deflected again by Los Medanos. And Los Medanos are really being active in the second half, something we didn't see in the first half. They really turned it up a notch.
No, definitely. And, you know, I think the coach from Los Medanos really keeping his players fresh in the second half at least. I mean, we haven't seen much of Smith, and I think he's trying to just sub in and out, keeping these players fresh and using more of his players to create that momentum, that energy on their on their bench.
As Duplatron throws up a long three and misses. Rebound by Los Medanos. Pushing the ball up court. And turns the ball over. Anthony Jones turns the ball over right back as he had a wide open layup, but it looked like he wanted to dish it off, but kind of changed his mind at the last minute. As you can see, Contrell Dixon ready to check back into the ball game. That's number 20, Watkins will inbound the ball to DeMaurier Smith. Smith gives it to Watkins. Watkins penetrates, gives it off to White. White gives it to Smith. Smith looking to penetrate. Gives it to Hall. Hall gives it to Watkins. Watkins with a nice spin move. Watkins gives it to Hall for the three-point shot, and he hits another shot. I believe that's 5 or 6 three-point shots for Hall in this game. And he's past his average, I'm pretty sure.
Those open looks on the outside, making the most of it, keeping his team in this ball game.
Yeah, Solano not doing a very good job at fighting over the screen because that's all they're doing for Hall is setting screens and trying to get him open. Kind of similar to a Kyle Korver for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I like that comparison, Anthony.
Oh, thank you, Chris. As DeMaurier Smith goes in strong and misses a and-one opportunity. But he will shoot 2 free throws. And also we have a couple of former Solano players, including Tim Moore, Lorenzo Martinez, and RJ Lewis, just to name a few. And we see Tim Moore bringing back Dada. You know, we haven't seen Dada in so long. But that's Tim Moore being a great fashion statement.
Always got to keep it classy.
As you can see, the former Solano players on the Solano bench. And DeMaurier Smith misses the free throw. Leon Williams with the ball. Contrell Dixon penetrating, gives it off to Ross. Ross gives it to Kimbo. Kimbo gives it to Meme. Meme gives it to Dixon. Dixon gives it back to Meme. Meme to Williams. Williams to Meme. Meme to Dixon. Dixon to Ross. Ross to Dixon. Dixon penetrating. Turns the ball over. White gets the turnover. And he should have went up strong against Meme. But missed opportunity by Los Medanos.
Yeah, that was a mismatch right there.
Smith with the spin move. And he took too many steps or missed or just dragged that foot a little bit.
I think he dragged it just a little bit.
Yeah, it would have been a nice move if he would have kept that pivot foot planted, but he dragged it just a little bit, and that's an automatic travel call. As Meme gets out of the double team, gets to Dixon. Dixon penetrates, goes up with the left hand. Misses, rebound by DeMaurier Smith. And Smith throws it up to Quincy Smith, and he misses the wide open layup.
Got to make those easy shots if you want to get back in this game.
Solano with another turnover. They've had plenty of turnovers in the second half, and that's kind of the reason why Los Medanos has been able to catch back up in this game.
Yeah, a lot of sloppy basketball.
That's Andrew Hall with another three-point shot. He's really starting to look like Kyle Korver in this game.
Making the most of those three-point attempts and really being the anchor for his team.
Yeah, he's kind of living by that Mark Jackson saying, hand down, man down. And as you can see, he's really doing a great job at draining his shots tonight. As Leon Williams has the ball, gives it to Meme. Meme gives it to Williams. Williams penetrating, goes up for the floater, misses, gets the rebound, goes up strong. Is Kimbrough. Kimbrough will go to the free throw line for 2. Maurice Kimball, being a sophomore, one of the few sophomores on this team. And a timeout will be called by Los Medanos. So, Chris, what does Solano need to do to stop this momentum run that Los Medanos is on right now?
I think they got to, play like they were in the first half, especially towards the beginning of the game. Really push the ball. Los Medanos have changed their game plan and put more pressure on Solano. But if Solano sticks to what they had going in the first half, driving into the paint, dishing it back out, using it, dishing off to the big man down low and Ross, I mean, they should be able to come in with the victory. But Los Medanos has snuck their way back into this game, down by 8 now, and it's a whole different ball game.
Yes, Solano, they were on a fast-paced run. As you can see, our instructor, Greg Puff, with a camera. I've never seen this before with him on the sideline, baseline, taking pictures. And you can see him with Josh Resson, our photographer of Solano Sports Network. Solano, they were up by 15 points at the beginning of the second half. They were up 20 at one point, and now the lead is cut down to 8 points. So, Chris, what does Los Medanos need to do to gain full control of this game and possibly get the win?
Feed it to Hall. I mean, we've seen what he's done in the second half, especially making the most of those three-point attempts. And really, I mean, that's what's kept them in this game. Down by 15, down by 27 at one point. Really, they've stuck back to their game plan, what they wanted to do, driving in, dishing off to the wide open guy on the outside. And if Los Medanos can keep that going and keep Hall going with that hot hand, it'll be a good finish to this game.
And I'm sorry, earlier I said that Kimbo was a sophomore, but he is a freshman this year.
Redshirt freshman, correct? Okay.
As you can see, Quincy Smith with the ball. Gives it to Hall. Hall looking for a shot.
Great job right there from Williams. Switching, moving up on the screen.
And Smith dribbles, penetrates, gives it to the other Smith. Smith gives it to Watkins. Watkins for the three-point shot. Rims out. Rebound by Leon Williams. Williams pushing the ball up court, tries to split the double team and turns the ball over. Watkins going up for a layup. Gets the layup to go in. As Solano fortunate that the ball ended up in Contrell Dixon's hands. As Kimbo goes in, up for the layup, hits it over DeMaurier Smith. Los Medanos trying to push the ball up, but the ball is deflected by Sterling Thomas.
Yeah, Watkins really being the energy booster, the spark plug for this Los Medanos team. Really just, he's all around the court, high energy, ball handling skills. I mean, really just as what him and Hall. Smith misses.
DeMaurier Smith going in strong, but misses the layup. And a blocking foul will be called on Watkins.
It's a bad foul right there from Watkins.
Yeah, he had no other choice. He tried to move with him, and Dixon kind of bumped into him as another turnover by Solano. And it looked like Hall might have took 3 steps on that one. But like we said earlier, 3 steps is not travel anymore.
It's from 2 to 3 now.
As Andrew Hall will go back to the free throw line. He went 50% in his earlier trip in the second half as he hits the first free throw. The lead is cut down to 9 points. And he misses the second one again. As Isaiah Dupultron has the ball. Ball almost stolen by DeMaurier Smith. Contrell Dixon with a no-look pass to Maurice Campbell. As Demari Smith looking to penetrate. The ball deflects off his foot. Good job by Contrell Dixon hustling for the loose ball. And the player we've seen a lot on the ground today, Watkins, looking a bit shaken up.
He's been out on the floor majority of the game. You wonder if he's tired, if that plays a role.
Roselle Watkins, the 6-foot guard out of Pleasant Hill. And like you said, him hitting the ground a lot really tires you out. I know when Dwayne Wade was still with Converse, he had a commercial that said, like, hit the ground 7 times but get back up 8, and it was due to him always being on the ground and hitting the ground a lot. And as you can see now, it took a toll on his body.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hardwood floors, I mean, it definitely takes a toll on your body. I mean, especially your knees and back. It's a lot of work to keep in shape and play that many years.
As O'Shea White goes up for the layup and hits it. And Leon Williams will bring the ball up court. And he gets called for a carry. And he knew it immediately. Thought he could have got away with it, but the ref seen it.
That was up for just a little bit too much of time.
As Watkins will handle the ball. Looking to penetrate, gives it to Demarie Smith. Smith penetrating, and a blocking foul will be called on Maurice Campbell. As Demarie Smith will head to the free throw line. As Demarie Smith, the 6'2" guard out of Antioch. And he misses the free throw. As Dupachon will go up, and Hall got away with the foul. As Maurice Campbell going up strong and gets the foul call.
That was a close, questionable call right there. Looked like Smith got all ball. Maybe a little bit of contact when Campbell was going up, but I think that was all around good defensive play right there from Smith.
Yeah, I believe it was the contact that kind of forced Campbell to kind of fade away, and that's where the ref called the foul. Maurice Campbell, the 6'4" forward out of Freedom. Doing an excellent job, really working hard, and he's been one of the X factors for Solano in this game.
Yeah, it's been down on the other side of the court. I wouldn't say cherry picking, but definitely has been the one guy that's snuck by past the Los Medanos full court press and able to execute on those opportunities.
Yeah, and that's where Maurice Campbell and Trayvon Ross really come in hand, because with them being down court, they kind of have a one-on-one matchup going against them. And if they could get the better of that matchup, they could really score every time. And right now you are watching this game on the Solano College Sports Network, Fairfield Cable Access Channel 28, YouTube Greg Poff, Facebook Solano College Sports Network, Twitter SESN Sports, and Instagram SESN Sports also. If you want to check us out, look us up on any of those social media sites. We do games all the time for Solano, only home games, so baseball, basketball, football, high school football games, and volleyball. And Solano in the timeout huddle. Greg Puff, the best teacher I've ever had, one of the coolest teachers I've ever had. You can see him taking pictures, trying to find a new profession, I think. Doing a really good job leading the Solano College Sports Network. If you want to take the class, I recommend you take his class. As Watkins will bring the ball up court. As he gets by Williams with a fadeaway mid-range shot and hits the shot.
Nice move right there from Watkins. On Williams to get separation. Nice shot. Ooh.
Great job by Leon Williams going up strong with the right hand. And O'Shea White with the spin move for the layup. As Trayvon Ross has the ball. Finds Dupultron. Dupultron penetrating, ball stolen by Watkins. Watkins pushing the ball, of course. Spin move on Dupultron. Hits Andrew Hall for the three-point shot. Misses. And Leon Williams with the ball. Gives it up to Dupultron. Dupultron with the pump fake. Goes up, but shot is blocked by Charles Jones. And we haven't seen Charles Jones for much of this second half, with Los Medanos being on the run with the lineup that they had in, going with a smaller lineup. As we can see, Sterling Thomas has the ball. As Andrew Hall deflects the ball from being inbounded.
Yeah, but Los Medanos playing small pretty much the entire second half. And like you said, we haven't seen much of Jones. And, I think the biggest one we've seen is Smith, just because, the pressure he creates on the Solano defense being so big down low.
Yeah, and when you enforce a full court press, you really need people with speed, and that's something Charles Jones really doesn't have. But he can contest shots, so that's why they have him in right now, as Sterling Thomas will go to the free throw line. Sterling Thomas doing a really good job tonight, the 6'2" forward out of Vacaville High School, as he hits the first free throw shot. And he's shooting 50% from the free throw line this season. But he drains both free throws just now. As you get a shot at Maurice Kimball. Watkins bringing the ball up court. Gives it to Andrew Hall. Hall gives it back to Watkins. Watkins gives it to White. White gives it to Smith. Smith with a step back three-point shot. Air balls. Rebound by Sterling Thomas. Thomas gives it to Williams. Williams gives it to Jones. Jones should have pulled up for the three-point shot, but he gives it out as Trayvon Ross has the ball, gives it to Jones. Jones gives it to Sterling Thomas. Thomas for the three-point shot, misses just short, as Los Medanos will take control of the ball. Watkins looking to penetrate. Gives it out to Smith. Smith stepped out of bounds.
Time's running out for the Mustangs. Can't quite get past that 8-9 point deficit, and really that one shot that they're looking for.
Yes, like you said, with a minute 40 left in this game and Los Medanos being down 11 points, they really are running out of time, and really they have to make every shot count, but also play some good defense.
Yeah, defense, I mean, the defense from Los Medanos has definitely stepped up from what it was in the first half, keeping Solano off balance and off their game plan. But if Los Medanos can get a couple open threes with Hall or maybe Watkins, I think they could get right back in and tie this game up and maybe send it into overtime.
Yeah, and we really didn't see a lot of Los Medanos' bigger players like we mentioned in the pregame, like Paul Oha, who's averaging 10 rebounds per game. He would have been very nice for the Los Medanos Mustangs, but with the speed advantage that Solano has, they probably wouldn't have been able to play him because he can't adjust to Solano's speed. As Kimbo will inbound the ball, almost turns the ball over. Anthony Jones gets the ball, and a foul will be called on Watkins. And Los Medanos coach can't believe it.
A lot of pressure.
as Solano will shoot free throws from here on out as they are in the bonus.
17 foul.
Anthony Jones at the free throw line. And he hits the first free throw. Jones 100% from the free throw line this season. And he hits the second free throw as well. Watkins bringing the ball up court. Right now, if you're Los Medanos, you have to push the ball up court as soon as you inbound the ball. And Watkins with the nice spin move and the left-handed layup.
That was a pretty spin move right there.
Yes, but if you're Solano, they did a good job by not fouling him and giving him an extra point added to that 2-pointer.
Yeah, great job from Solano. I mean, like you said, playing off. Let them take the twos. In order to get back in it, Los Medanos has got to sink the threes, and if they're not going to take the shot from outside, then by all means, let them take the two inside.
Yeah, at this point, you do not want to foul. Giving them any extra points at this moment would be devastating for Solano, but they have done a good job, and for that first half, they did get out to a big lead, and for the first couple of minutes of the second half, they made it even bigger. But Los Medanos, they did a good job at trying to come back and cutting the deficit to the lowest was about 8, I believe, in the second half. So nice job if you're Los Medanos. And Sterling Thomas will inbound the ball. As Leon Williams with the deep pass, looking like a wide receiver. And he gets the easy layup to go in.
Snuck away somehow.
Yeah, it's all about making the defense look at something, and he just crept behind him and went out for the deep outlet.
I think what it was that created the distraction was Jones cutting from the left side of the court to the right in the corner. And like you said, I mean, that left Williams almost did a spin move, I think, around, and wide receiver got the ball and made a nice, easy layup.
Yeah, and it was also set up by a nice screen as Hall misses another free throw. Yeah, Hall, a 90% free throw shooter and missing 3 free throws in this game. And as you can see, he's really devastated at the corner of the Los Medanos bench.
Yeah, free throws can determine a game 100%. And Los Medanos hasn't shot that well tonight.
Yeah, I believe Smith has missed 3 also. So that's 6 points that really could have been a factor. They would have only been down 7 points just off of those free throws. As Maurice Kimball at the free throw line. Hits the first free throw. Maurice Kimball, the 6'4" forward out of Freedom, taking a deep breath and hits the second free throw. As Quincy Smith will push the ball up, crosses over Anthony Jones, gives it to White. White goes up for the layup and hits it. And a timeout will be called. As you can see, Anthony Jones and Maurice Campbell.
30-second timeout.
The Solano Falcons have done a very nice job at controlling this game and setting the pace. What's something that Solano needs to do better going forward?
I think they got to really execute on finishing out the game. They had a strong first half, and going into the second half, they tried to change up the game plan, and I think that messed with a lot of guys' confidence. And but I think that if they stay aggressive, find those open shots, stay smart with the ball, keep it safe. I think they should be good going on into conference play, especially. I mean, this is a great start. Looks like they'll pull out with the victory tonight, but they keep playing confidently. and consistently they should be fine and maybe have a chance of winning the Bay Valley Conference.
As Los Medanos putting more pressure on Solano, and good job by Sterling Thomas by calling a timeout and not trying to force anything and possibly getting a turnover. So timeout by Solano. Solano up 13 points with a minute left, 75-62. And not to mention, we are live right now. My first play-by-play being live in your first game ever, Chris. How does it feel?
It's cool. I really like basketball. I'm not into it, I'd say, as much as baseball or football, but it's definitely a game that I know. I've played before, and so it's a little nerve-wracking that we're live, but I like it. I like the pressure.
Yes, we are live, and we are going live from here on out instead of, just like putting our games on YouTube, but we still put them on YouTube if you want to check them out. As Los Medanos with a quick foul, playing the free throw game from here on out. And if Solano can hit their free throws, or at least go 50%, they could come out with this victory. Maurice Campbell having a big game tonight, really shredding his points per game average this game. As he hits the first free throw. Campbell shooting 53.8% from the free throw line, but it doesn't seem like he's, calculated by his averages. He's hit 6 straight, so he's really done a good job.
Yeah, he's made a lot of his shots down low too.
Yeah, Maurice Campbell, one of the big difference makers in tonight's game. As Watkins will head to the free throw line. And Rayjon Washington will check in for Sterling Thomas. Thomas being another player who's had a really big game tonight.
I think everyone from Solano played a part in this victory.
As Watkins hits the first free throw.
What do they say about basketball? The last 2 minutes is the longest of the game.
Yeah, it definitely is, because that's when you really try to come up with a strategy, and there's a whole bunch of timeouts being called, and then the last minute, if the team that is losing will most likely foul to try to force them to miss free throws and try to score on the other end. But the last 2 minutes is kind of the most exciting too if it's a really close game. As Brandon Durf, the 5'11" freshman out of Wilsey Wood, misses the first free throw. And he misses the second one also, but rebound by Rayjon Washington. And Brandon Durf will go back to the free throw line. Solano will be shooting 2 free throws from here on out. As Durf hits the first free throw this time. And he also hits the second free throw this time, going 100% rather than 0% from his previous trip. And Adukadu misses the corner 3. Rebound by Anthony Jones. Leon Williams will bring the ball up court. Good job by Williams not moving that pivot foot. As Durf has the ball, gives it to Kimball. Kimball gives it to Washington. Washington gives it to Williams. Williams goes up for the layup. And Rajon Washington trying to come up with a steal as Adukadu misses the wide open layup. And that will be the ball game with the last couple of seconds ticking down. Solano with the victory, 81-63. Really playing a nice game tonight. A lot of people contributed to this win, and they really just came out from the get-go and took control of the game. So, Chris, what did you like that you seen from Solano tonight?
I really liked how they showed, great adversity after that hiccup in the second half. They were doing their thing in the first half, pushing up the court, keeping Los Medanos guessing. And I think they did a great job overcoming that the second part of the second half, really taking control of the ball game and running away with it. Like I said, everyone played a part on Solano's team. Great ball movement, really finding the open guy every single possession. I think that's what played a key factor in this game.
Yeah, and that really comes down to coaching, having a good coach like Coach Nagel, really being able to calm his players down when they had that big hiccup, like you said, and really getting them back to playing their game. And as far as Los Medanos, what can you say about them?
It's a good team. They average 78 points per game. Obviously it didn't show tonight with Solano's great defense. But I think that's a team that shows great promise in the Bay Valley Conference and definitely has a shot in competing for the Bay Valley Conference title.
Okay, and like I said, with the score of 81-63, Solano getting the victory tonight. We will see you at another time with our next game.
You keep telling me to make it, yeah, to the spot where we would stay lit, and finish bottles never wasted, yeah, 'cause that's where I'm from.